Now, Eyewitness News Night Beat.
Tonight, we begin with the fight to improve daycare, not just in Connecticut, but across the country. 1 year ago, Reagan McBride died while in the care of a daycare provider.
Now her family is working with legislators in hope of preventing other tragedies. As Channel 3's Susan Raff tells us, this family is determined to make daycare safer for all families. Susan?
Brad, U.S. Senator Chris Dodd is fighting for safer daycare, but he is not waging this battle alone. He has joined hands with a grandmother who wants to prevent other families from losing their children. Children who have died not because not enough was done to protect them.
Well, in many ways, Reagan McBride, in her short life and in her tragic death, is giving all of us a deeper understanding of what happens to far too many children like Reagan McBride.
Senator Chris Dodd spoke at a memorial service in Hartford for 2-year-old Reagan McBride, a toddler who was killed a year ago. The senator and the child's family believe Reagan would be alive today if they had known more about a Windsor daycare provider.
Only 17 states have even any kind of quality standards across the country. Connecticut's one of them, but even Connecticut has no real enforcement. There are no spot checks really that get done.
I don't know if we can fix the system, but I want to make it a little bit more flawless, and make it better for other people.
Patricia Ward has testified in Washington about what happened to her granddaughter. The little girl died from a blunt trauma to the head. The daycare provider was arrested for manslaughter. The family didn't know there were complaints of abuse.
She would have been 3 January 14th. I just try to keep a new routine, daily routine. I try to stay at work. I go to counseling.
She was precious to me. Precious.
Now, the Commissioner for the Department of Children and Families told us tonight that since Reagan's death, the state has made significant changes. There is better follow-up on all cases, and agencies now share information. As for Reagan McBride's family, they would like to see more spot checks done at daycare facilities. Dee, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Susan Raff. In other news, a Connecticut judge says there is enough evidence to try a 16-year-old Holland boy on murder charges. Brian Calvert is accused of killing 16-year-old John Moore early New Year's Day. On Friday, prosecutors presented evidence showing that Calvert had threatened Moore and even showed friends a knife he allegedly said he was going to use to stab Moore. The case was continued to March 12th.
Milford police have caught up with a Rhode Island man 16 months after a brazen jewel theft. 43-year-old Carl Dinatelli, armed, police say, only with his charm, is charged with walking off with 29 uncut diamonds he'd asked to see at Harristan's Jewelers at the Connecticut Post Mall back in 1996. The gems were valued at more than $150,000. Dinatelli is being held tonight on $85,000 bond.
Firefighters continue mopping up after several messy fires around the state. The first this morning at a fire in a complex off Route 10 at 32 North Hampton Lane in Plainville. That happened around 7 o'clock. 2 people were treated for smoke inhalation. They're okay tonight.
And early this morning in New Haven, flames broke out at a home at 23 Mosley Street. The fire was quickly controlled, but one man at the scene did suffer burns. His condition is not known tonight. No word on the cause of the fire.